Day, what was it like when you learned you were getting that extra year? Because I know the thought process was last year was kind of the end of your college career. You find out you get to come back an extra season. What was that? Was that with that emotion that you went through that you figured you might get a little more time?
Nah, when they told me I had an extra year, I was kind of excited because, I didn't have my best year last year, so I was just excited, just ready to, meet the new players that, came here, just focus on the next year, just getting better, be the leader I need to be for the team.
How are you getting along with the new guys? There's plenty of guards, guys that can shoot, guys that can run. Your shot improved last year. Uh, Early on, how's the backcourt looking?
It's pretty good. Everybody came in from different schools. Everybody willing to work this summer. So just putting everything together. Getting ready for next year. Just keep stacking days.
You put a lot of time in last off season with Coach Buckley, before practice, after practice, working on your jump shot. How much do you think that paid off? And then are you repeating that, this off season, getting in that extra work and continuing to try to improve?
Yes, sir. Just working with Coach Buck. He know the techniques for shooting. So just watching film, seeing the little things I need to work on for my jump shots, and just keep getting reps with the GAs here. Just working on my game.
What were you focused on most individually, or what have you been focusing on most individually as this offseason continues in terms of your game?
Really everything. Just improving on being a better leader this year, and just learning how to make plays for my teammates in my workouts. Working on pass and shooting, just getting reps on everything I need to work on.
How much has Keshan Tiller impressed you since getting to campus? I know that guard kind of position can get pretty competitive.
Oh yeah, no, I love Keyshawn. He's a dog on the court. He want to win. He want to play. So his work ethic is on another level. Most freshmen I done seen it doesn't work like Keyshawn do. He put the work in, and it's gonna pay off.
Wes was talking about your role here, having already been a leader, and now the fact that you were able to come back when this time last year they weren't sure if you'd be able to. How much more seriously or more important is your leadership, you think, this year for this team with your experience?
I'm a vet this year, so I done had, this my 5th year of college right now. So just, I got the experience, so I just showed the freshmen and the people, the sophomores, just, you gotta stay in the gym, all the work gonna pay off, just keep our head on straight, worry about next year.
Data, you mentioned being the leader within this locker room. Obviously, you guys add a guy like Kirk Cousins. Talk about what you've seen from him and how have you been able to learn some leadership roles from him, knowing the experience he has in college basketball as well.
Oh yeah, Kirk Cousins, I love him. He willing to work, he willing to be a leader. We hold each other accountable. He want to play fast, I want to play fast, and Kirk Cousins will bring the shooting to the team. So just tell him to play with confidence, play his game.
You're a guy that had options given the circumstances when you received that extra year. Walk us through that decision to come back to Cincinnati.
Just the bond I have with Wes. I trust him, he trusts me, he pushing me to be the best version of me. I have unfinished business to do here at Cincy, so just the bond I have with Wes, really.
Data, Coach West just mentioned it a couple minutes ago about how you guys as a team and coaching staff wouldn't be able to tell, like, guys like Keyshawn have been so highly touted freshmen coming in and how humble they are and they're willing to work. Talk about that a little bit and what you've seen from those guys. You mentioned Keyshawn moments ago, but what have you seen from Sean since arriving in Cincinnati?
Just his work ethic, the same thing as Keyshawn. He come in, he be early to everything, weights, workouts. He get extra shots after practice, just his work ethic. It's going to take him to another level. He putting the work in, so it's going to pay off.
Everyone thought last year's roster was better than the year before. You were part of that team. Now you see this year's roster. Potentially, does this team look better than last year?
It's just last year we didn't do a couple things, a little simple stuff to finish games, but, just focus on this year, just doing a little stuff, just working harder to, finish out games to, take the win.
Have you had any kind of notable interactions with the newest member of the staff, Cory Evans? Anything kind of stick out about him and the way he's influenced the program?
Oh yeah, just talking with him, how he operates with the OKC Thunder, just ask him how like Shay Guy, you know, work ethic and things he do on and off the court. You know, just trying to learn what the league players do.
You guys added 2 all-league defensive players in Mustafa Cham and Buck Harris. How much of a help is that for you guys defensively for the type of style that West wants?
A lot better, you know, just everybody can just guard 1 through 5, you know, we can switch, we can, you know, hedge or switch the ball screen, you know, just everybody can guard and have confidence guarding, so that bring a lot.
With the addition of guys like Buck and Kerr and Slime, Jalen Haynes, is there a toughness that maybe was not where it needed to be last year that's returned to the workouts this summer, where guys are maybe a little more on edge than they were in the past?
Wait, repeat that again?
With some of the guys you've added, is there maybe a toughness that's returned to the summer that, you know, maybe an edge that you guys are playing with this year that was missing?
No, I wouldn't say we was missing toughness. I mean, everybody tough, you know. It was the little stuff we didn't do that we're going to do this year, you know. Me being a leader, that's one of the things I'm focused on, you know, just finishing through our games and playing together and playing with confidence with each other, just trusting each other.
Coach West kind of mentioned this offseason about how he wanted to get this group together, kind of spend some time off the court as well. You guys just did some paintballing. You got any comment on how that went?
Oh, yeah, no, that was fun, you know. It was players versus coaches, so, you know, we weren't going to let the coaches win, so just veteran out through that, so it was fun, though.
Year 3 playing alongside Jizzle James, just walk us through that relationship with him that's been developed.
You saying with Jizzle? Oh, yeah, I mean, me and Jizzle came here at the same time. You know, I treat him like a little brother, you know, just stand on him and holding each other accountable, staying in the gym and, you know, off the court, be real close, you know, play video games, stuff together, so.
At last check, you were the fastest guy. I've heard Keshan talking about how fast he is. So if they put you 2 on the baseline, who wins?
Keshan, no, I'm a little faster than him, but he real competitive, so, nah, Keshan, I love him. Nah, you know I'm faster than Key, he know.
So the social team put out the video yesterday talking about Coach Wes Miller in his prime, who wins in a one-on-one. What's the score of the game between you two if that happens?
Me and Coach West, I'm winning 11-2. I might give him 2 buckets. I might. He might can score 2 points. 1-3. I might give him a 3, just so he can talk trash, so I can go ahead and beat him. You know, lock him up.
Any other questions? Thanks, Dana.
Yep. Appreciate y'all.